Hey everyone, I'm going to keep the picture on my dog for a second while I do a little bit of talking here. This review is going to be about the Zinus. I think it's Zinus. Oh, there she goes, she's moving. The Zinus 4-inch low profile, quick lock, smart box spring, yeah I'm reading, mattress foundation, strong steel structure, easy assembly, and I bought it in the twin. Now, I'm going to ramble because all my videos always have lots of rambling. Why did I buy this thing? I'm going to show you why I bought it. I bought it for the dog, really. I bought a bed. I had a sofa. I've been sleeping on my sofa for years. And I had the sofa, obviously, in the living room. And it was killing my neck and my back, so I decided I'm going to go out and buy a bed. So I went into the bed store, and I was really concerned. I bought a foam mattress, and the lowest platform they had was 10 inches. And I told them, I said, that's not going to work because the dog is never going to be able to get up on the sofa, the bed. Every morning, the dog jumped up on the sofa next to me and would lie down by my side and sleep next to me for about 20 minutes, and then I would wake up and shower and take her for a walk. So I told him, I said, this is not going to work. A 12-inch foam mattress on a 10-inch base, 22 inches, and this sweetheart of a dog that I rescued was used to going up on the sofa 17 inches up. So the first day that I had it here, she tried to jump up on the sofa, on the bed, and fell back on her back, which really concerned me, and tried it again and couldn't do it. And then the next time, she jumped up on the massage chair and then went over to the bed. Yeah, I know there's dog beds everywhere. This whole place is really her house. So I needed to find something low to the ground, and you can't put a foam mattress on the floor. It's not a smart thing to do because you can get mold and germs, and you get bugs on the floor, and it's not a good thing to do, especially when you're on a mattress and you sweat, and you can cause lots of problems with health if you do that. So I was looking for a way to get this foam mattress down on the ground. And then I found online this Zinus, or whatever it is, and here's the box over here. And some people were complaining, they were really upset that this heavy box was delivered. Well, if you are not in good shape, if the average person should be able to lift this, I think it's 30-some pounds, 30 pounds, 35 pounds, not really that bad. I was able to, if you got to drag it or get a dolly or something, and you should be able to get it up a couple flights of stairs if you need to. Or open up the box if you have to and carry it piece by piece. Here I went out and spent, $3.99 or something on a platform, and unless I can get this into the other room and maybe throw a blanket on it or a cheapy little mattress so the dog has her own bed, which that's just going to take up too much space. So I'm probably going to take this brand new platform and cut it up and throw it in the garbage can. After I put together my Zinus twin frame. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be doing an assembly. A lot of people say it's very easy to do. I think there's the centerpiece. Some people said if you put it in the wrong way, you're going to get a lot of noise. They do sell this in a wood frame, and I was thinking of buying the wood frame, but some people said they weren't happy with the wood. They just weren't happy with it. They didn't think it was made as sturdy. And when you're dealing with metal, I'm not that worried. If the metal's going to collapse, it's 4 inches. I'm not really going to fall and hurt myself. So, and the other reason to have 4 inches is that not only can the dog get on top of it, on top of the bed, but what was the other reason? She can't get underneath it. I did not want to get a platform that she could crawl underneath because I didn't want her under the bed. And I bought this. It's got drawers over here. You can store things in the drawers, but I wanted something that was sealed. So again, this whole purchase was mainly for the dog. If you like my videos, if you want to do a thumbs up, a subscribe, or a like, that would definitely help me out a lot. And if you want to donate to my channel or help pay for this frame for the dog, ask for my PayPal info. If there's a product you want me to review, if I can get a hold of it, I will do the review. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to unbox this thing. You don't need to see the unboxing part. Then I'll show you the pieces on the floor. And again, I said I didn't really want it up on the high up so the dog could get under it, but I do want to find some way. I don't know if it has casters or wheels on it. I do want to have something so that if I want to move it to vacuum, I don't have to drag the whole 35-pound frame across the carpet. So I'm going to be taking it out of the box, and if it doesn't have a way to move this around, then I just will go out tomorrow, buy some wheels or casters, show you how I'm going to mount them, or how I'm going to figure this thing out, and then I'll put this together and we'll test it out. Thanks for watching. I'm back. I've done an unboxing, and let me just show you what comes in it. It's pretty incredible that they were able to get all of this stuff in the box as well as they did. So what we have on the right side over there is we have, it looks like the frame, the front of the bed and the back of the bed, or the top and the bottom, whatever. No, the front and the back. And then these long rails over here, I'm assuming are this left side and the right side. Big long rails over there, left side and the right side. So that looks like this and the back and front pieces make up the bed frame. In the box over there, we have a cover, a really thick cover. Not thick, but a big cover. It's all folded up. And then also in the box, we had the directions, and it looks like some hardware. And I don't know if that's a screwdriver. Maybe it's a ratchet screwdriver. What is this? Maybe it's not a ratchet screwdriver. Maybe it's an Allen head wrench. Allen ratchet. So it comes with the hardware. It looks like there's another Allen down there. And then we've got these pieces that look like they are the cross pieces for the bed frame. And when you're using a foam mattress, there's a lot of talk about the spacing. From what I remember, the wood model that they have does not, it has more space between the slats than the metal one. But some people said this thing was creaking and squeaking all over the place. And I don't know what these people are doing on that creaking and squeaking bed. But other people said that if you put in the centerpiece the wrong way, I guess there's a centerpiece in here? I don't know. If you put in the centerpiece the wrong way, supposedly there's some rubber on there, something, that if it's put in the wrong way, the things are going to creak and make lots of noise. So as far as the wheels, you cannot put wheels on here because this cover is going to go over it. Some people have said if the cover, they struggled trying to get the cover on. Some people tore the cover. Other people said if you can't get the cover on, turn the thing around or turn it over, or you do something and the cover will go on easily. So I'm going to read the instructions. This is the first time I'm actually going to read instructions on something. And then I will do the assembly and put the mattress on, and then end the video after I give you my opinion of the quality. It's got very good ratings on the internet, extremely high ratings. I think it was like 81%, which is almost unheard of for anything out there nowadays. So, but that was only this brand, this model, the 4-inch. The other ones, maybe not as good. So, I'll be back. Sitting there waiting, saying, when are you going to fix that bed up so that I can sleep on it? Woof. I'm back. I've done an unboxing, and let me just show you what comes in it. It's pretty incredible that they were able to get all of this stuff in the box as well as they did. So what we have on the right side over there is we have, it looks like the frame, the front of the bed and the back of the bed, or the top and the bottom, whatever. No, the front and the back. And then these long rails over here, I'm assuming are this left side and the right side. Big long rails over there, left side and the right side. So that it looks like this and the back and front pieces make up the bed frame. In the box over there, we have a cover, a really thick cover. Not thick, but a big cover. It's all folded up. And then also in the box, we had the directions, and it looks like some hardware. And I don't know if that's a screwdriver. Maybe it's a ratchet screwdriver. What is this? Maybe it's not a ratchet screwdriver. Maybe it's an Allen head wrench. Allen ratchet. So it comes with the hardware. It looks like there's another Allen down there. And then we've got these pieces that look like they are the cross pieces for the bed frame. And when you're using a foam mattress, there's a lot of talk about the spacing. From what I remember, the wood model that they have does not, it has more space between the slats than the metal one. But some people said this thing was creaking and squeaking all over the place. And I don't know what these people are doing on that creaking and squeaking bed. But other people said that if you put in the centerpiece the wrong way, I guess there's a centerpiece in here? I don't know. If you put in the centerpiece the wrong way, supposedly there's some rubber on there, something, that if it's put in the wrong way, the things are going to creak and make lots of noise. So as far as the wheels, you cannot put wheels on here because this cover is going to go over it. Some people have said if the cover, they struggled trying to get the cover on. Some people tore the cover. Other people said if you can't get the cover on, turn the thing around or turn it over, or you do something and the cover will go on easily. So I'm going to read the instructions. This is the first time I'm actually going to read instructions on something. And then I will do the assembly and put the mattress on, and then end the video after I give you my opinion of the quality. It's got very good ratings on the internet, extremely high ratings. I think it was like 81%, which is almost unheard of for anything out there nowadays. So, but that was only this brand, this model, the 4-inch. The other ones, maybe not as good. So, I'll be back. Sitting there waiting, saying, when are you going to fix that bed up so that I can sleep on it? Woof. Assembling the bed frame right now could not be easier. You don't even need the instructions. You really don't. And why don't you need the instructions? Because the crossbars are going to be going over into here. So it's obvious that both of these pieces have to be facing up, and both of the end pieces have to be going together. So you don't really need instructions of the drawing, but if you want to do it, they give you the numbers over here. This is the back of the bed, or it could be the head of the bed. Back of the bed, 3 goes to 3, 4 goes to 4, 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 2. Let's go to the other side. For those that want the instructions, it's the exact same thing. 1 goes to 1, 2 goes to 2. We get 3 and 4 over here and 3 and 4 over here. So what we're going to do now, and the other thing that you want to look at, is it comes with 12 screws plus 2 spares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go down to the foot of this thing. 5, 6. Sorry about my wild camera movements here. 7, 8. And then we're going to have this little cross piece over here. There's a zoom out. Going to have this cross piece over here. And it's going to go over here. 9, 10, 11, 12. So, and then you're just going to take the cross pieces and put it in here. So you come up with the 2 screws, 2 spare screws. They give you a really nice wrench. Good for them that it probably cost them $1, but good for them that they're giving you something. Because these are not the easiest to use, and this is going to allow you to torque everything down and make it tight. So, let's go put this thing together right now. What I'm going to do, because this is how I like to do things, is I'm going to line everything up, get it assembled as best I can. We've got, did you see that? That piece went into there, and now we're going to go over to the corner, and we're going to push this piece into here. Again, you don't even need instructions. You don't need the directions. You don't need the drawings, because anybody who's looking at this should be able to figure this out. If they can't, they probably should not be sleeping on a bed because they might be a danger to themselves. So we've got those 2 pieces, and now I'm going to go down to the end. I confuse some of you. I turn the camera around so we are facing in a different direction. Then I'm going to go over here and do the exact same thing. 3 to 4. That's why you want to do it this way before you put the screws in, so that you don't have to, but it makes it a little easier to line everything up. Everything is... And now you can see what I'm talking about. It's easier to do this right now. Line everything up. Because it does not want to go in. There it goes. So you get everything lined up. Then you get your hardware, you get your screws. Remember where I showed you those holes for the screws? So, as I say in every single video that I do that has hardware screws in it, go slowly. Don't strip the threads. Take your time. So I'm going to take the screw, insert it with my finger, make sure it lines up. Don't go in there with the wrench and crank it in there until you've got it turned in a little bit. So I've got that one in there. Raise this up with my fingers. Try to line it up. Not lining up. All right, let me go try to do another one. At the head of the bed now, and we are definitely not lined up here at all. Nope, everything slipped out of place. Threads are nicely threaded. Let's get another screw here. Let's see if I can get this one on the bottom to feed in. A little tight. It's a lot tight. It's not lined up. Yeah. All right, so this is the second one that I can't even get the bottom screw in. This shouldn't be that big of an issue. I know it's just it's an alignment thing, but it should not be that big of an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the camera and try to get a couple of these in here, and then I'll continue the video. I actually had to put on my magnifier visor so I could see why these screws weren't lining up. And I'm just going to turn them in here a little bit. I'm not going to tighten them. I'm going to turn them in. The bottom one did not want to line up at all. It's a tight fit right now, but it's going in. So the bottom hole could be made a little larger, so this didn't have the problem that I just went through. So I've got 2 out of the 12, but I've got 2 going in on the first corner. Now I'm going to go work the other corner. Let's see if I can get this thing put together. Oh, looks like I'm going to be going through this on all of them. I mean, come on, people. You make one product, a bed frame, and you can't get enough quality control. That one on the top lines up, and you probably can't see it, but the bottom one, it's not even lined up. So this is a quality control. This is ridiculous. There's zero excuse for this. When I get it done, I'm going to be happy because this is the product that I want, but I shouldn't have to worry about lining these holes up. This is strictly quality control. I saw other reviews that said the exact same thing. They had to go in there and remount the holes. So they have a quality control problem. Yes, it's going on YouTube, quality control problem. And I might have to remount or enlarge the rest of the holes, but I'm going to try to get these things in here. And I'll let you know how this one does. The top one is obviously going to line up. Bottom one, no. There it is. We've got the top one going in right now. Their tolerances are way too tight, and that's why this is a problem. I got the screw in, and I can't even turn it now. Ridiculous. Fix your problem, people. Now that doesn't even want to turn in. Okay. So this on the bottom, just like the first one, doesn't want to go in. I got it threaded, and that's the most important thing. So now I'm going to tighten it down. So I'm happy that they gave us the tool to do this instead of using a wussy Allen head. So now I've got 4 more screws, the other side, and let's see if I have a lineup problem with that. There it is again. Top one is fine. Bottom one, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. It's off. No reason for that. I know there's a little gap over there. I'm going to knock that in a little harder, but their tolerances and their machining is way off for this to happen on 3 out of 4 so far. Let me try to pound that screw in there carefully so I don't strip the threads. Fourth corner, top screw goes in, and you can see, again, terrible machining because the hole is way off. So I'm going to try to get the final 2 screws in here, and after that, then most of this will be assembled. But again, there's no excuse for 4 holes to be off. I was hoping it wasn't going to happen to me. I was just hoping this was going to go together with no problem, and it almost did, but it was the last screw. This hole is way off, so make sure you have a file and some drills in case you need to go through this. This is really ridiculous. I might have to use a different file. There's just no excuse for this. And I'm sure they're going to say, well, this was an unusual occurrence, or this doesn't happen often. All 4 of these on the bottom were off, which tells me that their machining is off. And this should not occur. It's off a fraction at the 2 o'clock position. That's why I'm not going to use a drill, because I don't want to go in there and ruin everything. This stuff happens. So, let's put it back together. See if I can get this thing lined up. Oh my God. Is the screw going to go in? It's still off. This one goes in. Let's see if I'm getting this in the camera. This one goes in perfectly still. Yeah, that one goes in perfectly, and this one, I still have to take it apart and file more. And the problem is, as I said, that if I go in there with a drill, I'm going to enlarge the hole too much, because they did not give screws with a washer for something like this. So, which they shouldn't have to if they have their machining right. So if this is happening to me, it probably happened to hundreds, if not thousands, of people who ended up buying from this lot of machining. I know I'm taking off very little, but again, make sure that you have tools so that you can go through this when you put your frame together, because if it's happening to me, it's probably going to happen to a lot of other people. Okay, I got it in. I don't really want to file anymore, or I'm going to have way too big of an opening here. It's on an angle, but it's tightening in right now. Use the file, as you saw. So make sure you have a file there. Don't use a drill, because the hole is going to get enlarged too much. It was just off on the one side, 2 o'clock. It's not that it wasn't going in far enough, because it was. It's that the hole was drilled wrong. I'm sure it was the hole was lined up on the thing, but nothing was lined up to go together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tighten down this screw. Maybe a big mistake. I'm going to tighten it down because I don't have it in the other side yet. I might have to loosen this. And let's go over to this side now and see if I can get this thing back together. It's going to be a little bit off. Okay, that's slipped in. And let's see if the screws go together now. Oh, boy, here we go again. Okay, so we got that screw in there. Let's see if I can get the bottom screw in. That is the problem on all of these, all of them, every one of them. But one of them was so far out. Can I get this to feed in? See, this is tight. This is binding now. But I'll be able to get it in. That's why you want to go slow. You do not want to cross these threads. They have a massive quality control problem here. Okay, so I've got this down. This is like a 2-minute job that the video is probably going to be an hour. That's all right. Nobody watches these videos anyway. If you got this far, thumbs up, subscribe, or like. If this is going to save you some time. Why is that just spinning like that? Why hasn't that tightened down? You got to be kidding me. Don't tell me that this nut is just spinning around in here. Is this going to tighten down? Wow. What can I say? Once it's tightened down, that's all I care about. I'll be fine. But there's no reason for all this to be going on. No reason at all. Okay, so we're working on the bottom one now. Let's work on the top one. Can I get the top one to tighten down? Top one tightened down. Good. Bottom one, is this just going to spin around? All right, now we're tightening down on the bottom one. Go again. Just make sure this is tightened down. This is tightened down. This is the one that I just filed. Okay, so everything's done there. When you file, remember, put a cloth under so you don't get shavings all over the place. All right, get that out of the way. We got, we're almost there. Top screw, tighten down. Torque it. The price for this is really good, I will say that. And as I said in my video, I need this because of the dog. And so once I get this done, it's going to be a very good thing for me. Tighten this one down. And then I'll tighten this one down. So now all I have is the cross piece. Boom! Sorry. That's the cross piece over there. As I showed you, it goes over the frame. Goes over the frame. I sure hope these screws are going to line up, because if they don't, that's going to be really a nightmare. So it just goes across the frame. I'm going to see if I can get the 4 screws to thread in now. All right, I think this is going to go in. This was binding also. Brand new ratchet tool is squeaking. Wow. One screw done. Again, that's the cross piece. Okay, so we've got 2 of those done. Let's get the camera over here for this one. And they say one of the hardest parts of this, well, I've already gone through the hardest part, which was drilling that thing, or filing that. Okay, you can see they're so tight now that they don't even, they're binding on the metal, but it's going in. It's a good tool, but the ratchet on here is not the best. Probably why they gave it to us for free, but you need this ratchet unless you've got your own stuff, your own tools to do this. Brand new tool. Okay, so that is done. The hard part is supposed to be getting the cloth cover on here. And what I want to do now is I'm going to put in the slats. Here we have the slats. The slats will only go in one way. There's a little slot on the bottom, so the slot needs to be facing downward so that it connects, it snaps. I don't know if it's going to snap in. We'll find out. so it rests in the position. You got the camera in the way, I can't really do this. Let's see how it works. Please go in. Okay, it's sliding in on that side, sliding in on this side, on the other side, press down. Ooh, you heard the little pop? Okay, so that's a nice thing. Let's try it again over here. Just make sure that that little slot piece is down. I'm going to press over here. That one didn't pop in, didn't snap in. This one already looks like it's bowing, so maybe that's why it popped in the way it did. So we'll get in the rest of these things. Let me go put in all 20 of them, and I'll show you what it looks like. This part went very well. The slats went into the slots without a problem. They just slipped right in there. They snapped in there. I was worried they were going to pop out because you have to turn this over to put the cover on. And this, as I said, is for the dog who is not feeling well, or she's a little cranky this morning. So we're going to go for a walk. Ooh, she knows that word. We're going to go for a walk. Yes, we are. So I'm going to go take her out there. And then after that, I'm going to turn this over, put the cover on. I'm going to be honest. I'm always brutally honest with my reviews. No excuse for the 4 screws on the bottom not lining up. As far as the quality, the material is really good. Everything went together very well except for those 4 screws, which no excuse for that again. And it's 4 inches off the floor, which is going to make this bed really perfect, the mattress perfect. I'm not worried about the distance between the slats. They say you should have like 2 inches or so. You never want to use a flat board because then the mattress cannot breathe. So something like this, I'm really happy with it. I'm very happy, as much as I'm complaining. And as long as this video has taken 2 hours to do, I'm very happy. So I'm going to take the dog out, go put the cover on, and then we'll put the mattress on and test it all out. You're going to take the cover, and you're going to unzip it, and you're going to open it up like this so that the big part is on the bottom and the flat part is to your left. See how I did that? Okay, so what you need to do is you got to take the frame and you have to turn it upside down. You could probably try not to do that and just do it the way it is with the frame in this position, but you're going to have a heck of a time turning everything around. So I'm going to get this cover out of the way. I'm going to invert the frame so that the slats are on the bottom, on the floor, on the ground, and then I'm going to put the cover on with, again, the left part, the left flap on the left, well, the flap on the left side. The dog wants her bed. She's saying, "Get this thing done. I need my bed." All right, so what I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to take the frame, I'm going to lean it against the wall, I'm going to put the cover down, and then I'm going to put the frame inverted inside this big piece, and then I'll try to position it and zip it up. We're talking about how difficult this is to get on. I can't imagine what it's like to do this on a queen size. At least on the twin, I can move around a little. Take your time, be patient. This material does stretch a little bit, as you see. You're going to have to get it over all 4 corners to make this work. The last corner obviously is going to be the hardest, and that's where it might tear. So you got to go slow and be careful. I might tear it. There's a possibility I could tear it, but it's not easy. It's probably not going to be hard to do, but it's not easy. So just take your time, pull, stretch, and go slow. If this is going to show up on the camera, but this is the last corner. This is the hard part. I've got everything over on the other 3. See, the problem is that you'll hurt yourself if you don't turn it inside out. I turned it inside out, so I didn't hurt my fingers. Looks like we're done now. Everything is positioned. I'm just going to flip it, flap it over, and zip it up, and then turn it over. Far so good. The last part is where I might have a problem tightening it up. If I want to tear then, everything on the corner is good. So I'm going to pull this material so that I don't have to stretch it and break everything or tear it. Yeah, this is the tight part. Wow, not only is it tight, but it's going around a corner and it's not lined up well. So this is where people will probably do the tearing on the final turn. And there it is. Not perfectly lined up. It's a little off, as we can see, but it's on. So I'm going to try to adjust it, and then I'm going to flip it over and get the mattress on and test it out. That's it. Still not lined up perfectly. As I was turning it over, one of the slats popped out, and so I just took some time to figure out where it was supposed to go in by feel. So I'm going to put the mattress on here now, and look, I'm excited. As much as I was complaining in the beginning, I'm really excited because it's done, and I think this is going to serve its purpose really well. In the package, it came with some anti-slide material that I guess you're supposed to put on the bottom so the mattress doesn't slide. I'm sure this mattress is going to slide. I don't know how much. What I do know is that I'm going 4 inches from the floor instead of 10 inches from the floor. The dog is going to be able to get on this bed, and that was the whole point of doing this. She won't hurt herself. And with this one, 10 inches, way too much, so, it's unfortunate that I blew $400 and some buying this platform that I'm going to throw out after 2 weeks. But I'm really happy that I bought this platform. Not that hard to put together once the holes line up on the bottom. If those holes were lined up, this thing would have gone together in 2 seconds. Sorry, the video took a couple hours to put together, and I don't think anyone's going to watch it, but that's all right. My review of the product, what do I want to say? Overall satisfaction, I would say a 10, because I'm very happy that I got this and that it's going to work. Quality control, those holes, I would say a 0, because there's no excuse for that. Workmanship, again, the holes, but the materials are really nice, and the frame is very solid. And again, people were saying it squeaks. Let me see, does it squeak? It doesn't squeak. Oh my gosh, I'm happy. I'm really happy. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching my video. Thumbs up, subscribe, or like. And if there's something you want me to review, if I can get a hold of it, I'll do that. So watch all my other videos. I got some awesome stuff here. And that is the end of my review for this 4-inch Zinus, or whatever it is, bed frame. The metal one. I didn't buy the wood one, in case you couldn't tell. Come on, I'm going to try to get her on the bed. Her first time, I just put the bed together. Come on, I think she can jump on it. Go on up, up, up. Oh my gosh, I love this. Go on up. Come on. She's a little nervous. She doesn't know what's going on. Come on up. Oh, that's it. That's why I did this. That's why I did it. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm happy. Now I don't have to worry about her safety, jumping off the bed or jumping on the bed. With this thing, it was just way too high and it was way too dangerous. The dog's happy. I'm happy. Go to sleep, sweetheart. Aw, she loves it. She loves it. Yep, that's her bed. Your new bed? You like it? Yeah, you like it. Oh, she says, thank you so much. Aw, that's my girl. And that is why I bought it. You got a bed to sleep in again. Your own new mattress and bed. Yep, all for you. Happy dog. That's what a rescue dog can get you. It's wonderful. She's got herself a new bed. And she also got herself a new car with air conditioning so that she could drive in it and be comfortable during the summer. So make sure you get this bed frame and you'll get lots of attention like this. Aw, so sweet. Oh. You're happy, huh? Yeah, you're very happy. Thank you for the bed. Thank you for the bed frame. Oops, your eye is red again. Gotta put some medication in there. Yep, you're my girl. Oh, my girl. Welcome to my channel. Here's going to be another video of destruction of an item. And this one is going to be the bed platform that I got from Sit and Sleep last week. Now, when I went and bought my bed, I told them that I needed something that was low to the ground because I wanted the dog to be able to get on the bed. And all we came up with, all they had in stock, was the 12-inch mattress, which I love, and the 10-inch platform. And that was the lowest platform they had. And I told them that would probably be a problem. So it was a problem. The dog tried to jump on the platform and the mattress the first time and fell backwards on her back, which was dangerous and scary. And right then I knew that I was going to have to do something about that, which I did. You can see down on the bottom, that little white thing over there. I ended up buying a platform from, what is it, Zinus, or I looked up, check out my channel. I just did a review as I built the thing, and it's the 4-inch one, and I had problems. I had to do some filing to make it work, make it go together. Otherwise, I'm happy with it. The price was very reasonable. It's low to the ground, so the dog can't get underneath it or crawl underneath. Don't have to worry about any the metal breaking and collapsing on the animal, and I don't have to worry about storing things under there because it's all the way on the ground. So this thing over here, I went and I spent $499, which really is just a lot of money. In the store, it's a reasonable amount of money. When I have it over here, that's $500 right there. That's crazy. So what's even crazier is that in a few minutes I'm going to go tear this thing apart. So I was going to keep it, put two of these together. You know, the dog was sleeping on this one yesterday, but I don't really want to have two of these sitting in the same room. And I tried it out last night. The dog slept on it for a couple minutes and then got off of it yesterday afternoon. She slept on it for about an hour. So what do we have here? We've got material. Sounds like we have a nice big... No! That was me. Sounds like we have a nice piece of big board over here underneath this. So I don't know if it's one piece of wood or if it's MDF. I don't know what it is. So there's definitely some wood inside here. I'm going to be cutting off this cloth. Doesn't feel like there's that much padding underneath here, and then I'm going to throw out the cloth, the material. We'll get to see what's in here, and you can watch me throw $500 down the drain in 1 week. So as far as the mattress, like I said, I'm very happy that I bought the mattress. I've read a lot of bad things about online mattresses, and I know I could have gotten a cheaper mattress, but I don't know if I would have been as happy with all the chemical smells and all the other problems that the online ones seem to have. So I'm happy with my mattress, not happy with this $500 expense that I ended up doing because I didn't do my homework. So now that I've got the Zinus or whatever that is, 4-inch platform, I'm happy. So let me get out the knife and we'll start cutting this thing apart. There it is, people. Once I start this, there's no going back. This first cut, and say goodbye to $500. So we're going to do a little slice over here. And, okay, it didn't damage the wood, which is good. There's, wow, this is a big piece of wood. This might actually be made out of wood. So I'm going to do, I think we've got this in the camera. I like to make long videos, so if you don't want to watch this video, just turn it off right now. I enjoy making long videos and talking on my channel. Some people don't like what I do on my channel, and some people do. So we're down at the corner. I think I've got this, yeah, you can see this in the camera. So I'm just going to slice all the way down. The less cuts, the better. I don't really want to deal with staples, and I don't think there, well, there are some staples now that I look in there. But it doesn't look like many. So we just have this regular material, and this is not going to be as difficult as I thought. We'll just be doing some slicing here. So let me go to the other side. This video is probably going to go on for hours. I'm not sure how my battery power is doing over here. I want to stay out of the way of the camera. And let's see how these things are made professionally. Looks like the end cap over here is a piece of cardboard. Wow, that's something I wasn't expecting. A piece of cardboard on the end. Interesting. This is the end with the cardboard held on with staples. And this is more material. I want to be careful. I got a dog here. I don't want staples flying around the room. So if I had this away from the wall, which I should do, but I haven't, I would just be able to slide this whole thing off and it would make it easier. Well, maybe not. On the side there are some drawers, so the material is going to get stuck around the drawers. But I'll show you that in a minute. I'm just going to go slice the top over here now and then come back and you can see some of the progress. Hey, if you like my videos, do a thumbs up, a subscribe, or a like. If you like watching stuff like this, I've got some cool things on there on the tube. If you want to donate to my channel, ask for my PayPal info. Only one person has done that, but I appreciate it. Or 2 people have done it. And if there's a product you want me to review, if I can get a hold of it, I will. As far as reviewing this thing, I don't think they want me to do a review on it because I am tearing this thing to pieces right now. $500. We've already cut up about maybe $10 worth. First top piece of material is cut off. It looks like, I don't know if this is 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. Hard to say. I'm going to have to cut off the cardboard. I'm going to cut off the cardboard instead of yanking out the staples, so I don't have a problem with things falling out. I can always take out the staples later. If it's 3/4 inch, I might use this to make something, because it's always a nightmare to get a big sheet of 3/4 inch plywood into a small car and transport it home. So if this is good wood, then I'll make something out of it. It does look like real wood and not MDF. I might be sliding this thing out of the corner now so that I can continue my video taking off all this material. And then on the side, like I told you, there are drawers, so I'm going to have to get in there and cut around those. The drawers, that's why this was kind of expensive. They definitely did use wood in this thing, so cheap wood on the bottom, as you can hear. Nice wood on the siding. Probably nice wood on the front. So I'm going to take out the drawer now. I'm going to be cutting off the material on the drawers, but I don't need to do that right now. I can just put that in the corner and deal with that later. There's another one over there that I can't get to because I'm still working on tearing this thing apart. This from a different angle. It's really kind of weird when I step in the center of this board on the top. It feels like it's just going to cave in, but I know when you're lying down on it with a mattress, the weight is distributed all over the place, so that wouldn't happen. So trying to cut the end over here. It's going to be a little difficult to get into the corner with my real bed there. The material is just coming apart without even a knife. Wow. Okay, so I don't know if we've even torn $100 worth apart yet, but I'm going to go over to this corner over here now and try to cut some of that up. I'm in a real bad angle over here, so I can't really reach around and do much. Wow, it's just falling apart. All right, I'm going to get back in here, and looks like we have another piece of cardboard on the end. You really wouldn't expect them to be holding. I'm guessing that there's some support inside the center and around, so the cardboard is just an end piece. Just save them. Is it a thick piece of cardboard? I don't know. They got the lines over here where they were marking where where it should be cut or where the upholstery goes, I think. Okay, let me cut off more of this and then we'll keep going. I tore off the foam around both corners of one side, leaving the staples on there. This is going to be difficult because I don't want to lift this up off the ground now. I don't have any sliders on here, so I might put some sliders on so I can do that. But I'm going to go over to the drawers now, or the drawer, and work on cutting around that area, take some of the material off. Alrighty, so I've got this material that goes inside the drawer area, and I just want to get rid of some of it. I want to start getting some of these pieces out of here. And the locking knife keeps letting the blade go in when it's not supposed to. I might be able to do this easier or safer with a scissors, but the knife is really sharp right now and it's working good. Over here, by where the drawer is, looks like we are stapled in, which I don't like. Probably cut around the staples so I don't have to deal with that right now. Okay, so here we start to see the frame. We've got, I'm going to get some good wood out of this. Not $500 worth of wood, but I'm going to get some nice wood out of this whole thing. All right, I was wrong. Wow, look at this. Now I know why it is creaking so bad. Look at this. This is only like a 1/4 inch plywood. I guess you really need to do that because of weight. If you were using 1/2 inch, the weight would just be incredibly heavy. And I don't know what these are. These aren't 2x4s. These are, I don't know what these are. So let's keep cutting off the material. And I'll have some 1/4 inch plywood, maybe, after I'm done with this whole thing. Okay, so I'm cutting the material down here by where the drawer would be. No, go away. The dog's over here watching. Saying, why are you cutting up my $500 bed that you just gave me yesterday? So I'm going to be cutting this here. The bottom is covered with material. You can see the material down there. Nope, don't sit by me. She likes to sit right by where I am so that she can be next to me when I'm working on things. And this is dangerous. You can't be here. Come on, move. You got to move. 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 Good girl. She's very stubborn. All right, so I'm going to be cutting the material around here so maybe I can reach in and start to remove the stuff from the bottom so I can see what I've got to take off. Decided to save myself hours of time. I turned this thing upside down right now. You can see it's leaning against the wall over here. Now I can go in there. I'm going to cut off the material from the bottom, and then we'll be able to see the wood, and I can see how I need to take this thing apart. Otherwise, I'd be working on this thing forever and ever and ever, and I don't want to do that. Looks like we have a cross beam right over here somewhere. So get the knife in here and open up this $500 unit and see how the professionals, the commercial people, make these things. Staples all over. So I'm going to be cutting around the staples so I don't have to deal with staples. I got the bottom open so you can get an idea of how they make this thing for people who are interested in making one. There's the drawer over there. You can see how the drawer slides in on both of these. Looks like we're using, what is this, 3/4 inch wood, I think, for the outer frame. We've got some cross beams. Also looks like, I believe, 3/4 inch wood. That's the side. And that's the front over there. I'm going to take off more material so we can look at exactly what is going on in here. But it looks like everything possibly is made with I think it's 3/4 inch. Mostly 3/4 inch in the corners. It looks like it's a little beefier, bigger, heavier duty wood. And then on the top, I think it's 1/4 inch plywood. So let me get this drawer out. I'm going to cut off more material now to make this a little safer. And then I'm going to, I don't know how they put this together. I don't know if they glued it, nailed it. They probably used a nail gun, which means that it's going to be, they didn't use screws. They got some staples over here on the wood, over there. So if they glued this and stapled it, then most of this is going to end up in the garbage can, probably a lot of it, maybe all of it. And if they screwed it together, which I doubt, then I might be able to keep some of this. So far that's how this thing is put together. Looks like cardboard all the way around on the siding and the back and the front. And then this looks like MDF over here. Cross beam, the MDF for the cross beams on all three of these things, and regular plywood for the frame. That is the back of the bed. Making a lot more progress. I'm cutting the material off. I'm going to try to get off all the material now. I think it's going to be a lot easier and safer for me and the dog. Get off all the material and then probably just start prying this thing apart and breaking it up. I could get some dimensions for people. I don't know if anybody would want them, but maybe I'll take some dimensions out of this thing. Not the drawers. If you want to make drawers, you can figure that out yourself. But I might take some dimensions just so you have an idea if you want to do this on your own. This whole thing was glued together, so I'm just going to give people a rough idea of how this thing is made. And if you want to do it on your own, that's up to you. So it looks like we got 1/4 inch plywood on the top. Looks like we have 1.5. These are the supports that go the whole length of the board, the bed, underneath the plywood. 1.5 by, this is pretty thick. What is this? 1.5 by a little less than 1. 1 by 1.5. I don't know, what is that even a size? Well, that's about what it is. So those are the supports that go all the way down the whole length of the bed underneath the plywood. And you can see they go almost to the corner on both sides. Okay, we've got the bottom piece over here, probably the exact same thing. Let's check. This is the bottom rail. We're at about 1/2 inch thick on that. And I don't even know how wide this thing is, because I did not cut the material away. So let's get an idea. What did I say, 1/2 inch? 1/2 inch thick. This is the bottom rail by almost 2.5 inches for the bottom rail or the bed. So if you get yourself those 4 pieces, this one on each side and the top piece on each side and the 1/4 inch plywood, you have got half of the thing put together. And then you're just going to be putting in your supports. The supports look like, what are these, 2 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So that's the support between each piece over there. And then you got a tiny little support which is supporting this MDF piece of wood, and which is going to be how big is this stuff? MDF is going to be 1/2 inch by 9 3/4. And so you've got one of those on the front, you got one in the middle, you have one on the end, and then we've got little pieces of wood over here supporting the back piece, which I'm going to measure in a minute, to the MDF. And then you've got little pieces of wood doing the support all the way around the bottom and the top. So I guess the last pieces that we need to figure out is this the back piece, the back frame, which the cardboard is on. And that just looks like simple framing, simple wood. How thick is that? It's another half-inch piece of wood, and I don't know how thick it is. By 1/2 inch by 2.5, like we had. Oh, I forget where that was. So that's how you put one of these beds together. Not too many pieces of wood. Definitely not $500 worth of wood. It's the end product that you're paying for. So if you've got a big truck and you can get the wood over to your house, you should be able to make something. We got this big corner piece. This is some heavy-duty wood over here in the corner piece. And there's another one up at the top over there. That piece over there on the left. And we've got it on obviously all 4 sides. So I don't know how big that thing is. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the cardboard away from the ending, and then we'll get an idea. But let's see if I can even figure that out. It's another piece of wood about 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches by maybe 2.5 inches. Looks like a big piece of wood over there holding that in. So I'm going to cut off the cardboard on the ends now and on the sides so we can look in here, and then I'm going to tear this thing apart and probably throw it all in the trash. Yeah, because it's got, as I said, it's got glue. It doesn't look like it's got any screws in here. I don't even see nails. So yeah, I don't see nails right now. There's got to be nails in here somewhere, but I don't see them. I don't even see staples. Well, I might. Is that a staple? There might be some staples in here, but I don't see anything as of yet. It's going to be the end of the video. I've got to carry this thing outside and put it on the balcony and saw it up. There's no way I can break this thing apart without sawing it, and I don't want the dog to be around any of the dust or the glue or the staples, so this has got to go outside where it's safe. Hopefully this helps somebody who wants to build one of these things. I was more than happy that I'd spent the $99 and bought the Zinus 4-inch platform. I did a video on the assembly of that whole thing. the problems that I had. But in the end, it's $400 cheaper and not as nice. Doesn't have the drawers, doesn't have the nice fabric, and it's much lower to the ground, but still, it's $400 cheaper. So, hey, if this helped anybody, please do a thumbs up, subscribe, or like. And again, if you want to donate to my channel, that would be awesome. Just ask for my PayPal info. Thanks for watching, everyone.